Hi, I'm Annie Meehan with H3 TV, and thank you for being here with us today. We meet every Wednesday. I always bring someone to interview, and we share the topics of hope, health, and happiness. As a motivational speaker, being out in the community or doing virtual presentations, one thing I recognize every day is people are not feeling hopeful, they're feeling hopeless. Many people are feeling unhealthy and unhappy. And so, about 9 months ago, I said to myself, how can I serve? How can I bring a sliver of hope, health, and happiness into the world? So, we started H3 TV because I bring H3 cultures to the workplace, bringing back some hope, some health, and some happiness. Today, I have the pleasure of having Bridgid with me as my guest. She has a traumatic brain injury, and she's very passionate because of that about health, being healthy herself, but also spreading health in the world. Please help me welcome my guest, Bridgid. Hey, Bridgid.
I'm
Thanks for
so
being with us.
honored, Annie, that you've invited me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being with us. So tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I'm a mother of three, and I used to work as a nurse practitioner in pediatrics, but with my disabilities, I can't. I've come to life from returning from a coma at age 3 to finally adult now.
Wow, that's huge. So not when you were three, but you had the mind of a 3-year-old when you came out of a coma. Is that right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So tell us, what are you most passionate about? When we think about health, there's so many areas of health. What kind of health are you really passionate about?
Oh my gosh. Providing someone with healing of their mind, body, and spirit. It's just like an instant high for
Mhm.
me when I do. To go from suffering to give others triumph is my continued passion.
And you have a form that you'd use in order to do that. What is one of the things that you do in order to offer people healing?
Well, I've one of the things is I've already written a book that people can read to hear my whole story. I also then, because I couldn't be a nurse practitioner, I remembered in graduate school, wait a minute, you learned healing touch. And
Mm.
so I went back and looked into that and I'm like, even though you can't go anywhere with COVID and et cetera, I learned about Reiki, which is a little bit more advanced than healing touch. And I provide healing in people's mind, body, and spirit through the process of incredible healing energy. And obviously, energy comes from God.
Yes. I love that, Bridget. I love healing touch and Reiki. I think so many people hold so much in their body. In fact, I was talking to a woman the other day, and her husband had passed a couple of years ago now. And she said, Annie, I never cry. I didn't cry when he died. I didn't cry at the funerals. There's something wrong with me. And I said, absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just sometimes we hold that pain in, and you need to work with someone to release it. So now that you're saying that, and I remember you could do that over the phone too, right,
Yeah,
Bridget?
I like to visualize people though to talk on Zoom, and
Okay.
then so they see me, I see them. And the last time I had someone right there when I played the music and was doing Reiki, like they were right there with me. And
Mm,
amazing things occur
awesome.
from a distance.
I love that. So I might be connecting you with someone now as you're saying this. I'm like, oh yeah, that healing touch and that release of that pain that we hold in our bodies that affect us physically, emotionally, mentally. So I love that. So are you specifically, it's a new year, 2022. A lot of people start the year off with great vision, whether it's goals or resolutions or just vision. I always like to say it's a great vision for the year. Is there something particular you're personally working on in your health in 2022?
Well, I'm from a nutritional standpoint, I'm working on improving my hypothyroidism. But from the other part that I just adore is I'm writing my second book. So I'd like to have that done. And the title is Believe in the Power of Believing.
Ooh, I like that. That is very good. I love writing myself. I shouldn't say I love writing, but I love getting my words out there in the world to help people believe, right? To help people have hope and health and happiness. Um, what area of health, when you're working with clients, it kind of sounds like physical or emotional healing. What's kind of your favorite way to work with clients, whether that's a client audience when you're speaking or an individual client? What do you like to work with?
Oh my. For me and my brain, it's best to work one-on-one with someone.
Okay.
Though I do present. I
Okay.
have presented my story nationally and internationally.
Okay.
And I guess I've made a big impact doing that. But one-on-one is key. And to get a connection with someone where they feel me as a healing kind of person, a person they trust, feel safe with,
Yeah.
that's what's very important to me.
I love that. And I think also, Bridget, because of the intensity and importance of the work you do with Reiki, with Healing Touch, one on one allows you a space to hear their story and to
Yeah,
individualize. Where when we're in a large group, we might meet a lot of people when we speak, but it's hard to remember all their stories or to meet everyone because there can be a lot of people. So I love the one on one too. That's beautiful. So tell us, we know we have listeners out here, Bridget, they're struggling. They're struggling with their physical, emotional, mental health, and we're all struggling. We all can improve and get better. So, do you have like 3 to 5 things? Is there something you do on a daily or weekly basis? How do you stay healthy, Bridget? Share with us for our listeners. Maybe they could use some of your insight and wisdom.
well, one of the things is I walk with my dog every day. I mean, granted, it's been 27 below one day here, and I couldn't do this, but I provide Reiki to myself. So,
Wow.
what I'm doing is trying to cleanse my own mind, body, spirit, so I'm a better giver. I can
Mm,
heal better when I take care of me. I also eat really healthy. Um, Trying to think of other things that I do. Well, I pray a lot every day. Give me
mm,
guidance. I would love to know the best message of how you'd like me to act today. How can I improve my behavior? And I love angels, so I listen to them all the time. And if
mm.
we truly listen to messages that are given to us,
Yeah.
it's there. It really is. Just for us to believe that we're getting tons of messages.
Yes, I love that. So I've never, and maybe it does exist and I've just never heard of it. I never knew anyone could do Reiki on themselves. So that's fascinating. So if you're a Reiki provider, maybe start with yourself. If you're not, maybe go see a Reiki. I really believe, Bridget, with all my heart, and it's what I live, it's what I teach, is that we have to start first. We take care of ourselves, because if we don't, we can't take care of other people. I love that you walk. I walk. People make fun of me around here. Like, are you always on a walk? Because I'm always going to the beach. And I'm like, oh no, I work all day, but I give myself 10-minute breaks about every 90 minutes to go get a little fresh air, a little movement. And I say walking movement is my medicine. And then you added your dog in there, which of course I have 2 little puppies, and they are the most unconditional love. They always love you. And so I love, it's about that companionship, but it's also about, getting, they motivate us when we don't want to walk. They need to go for a walk. And then you said you eat well, and I think you're conscientious about it. And I think one of the first steps in being healthy is being intentional, deciding I'm going to make a change. I'm going to add a glass of water, or I'm going to add a fruit, or I'm going to add movement, or I'm going to add healing touch. Just one of those things, Bridget said, can make such a difference in our lives. Just one step forward to take care of ourselves. And when we do that, we can take care of other people even better. But Bridget, I know that life is challenging and life has disruptions and distractions and hard stuff. People are hurting, people are sick, people struggle with their relationships, their health, their career at times. And how do we stay healthy? So, how do you, when you're disrupted, when one of your kids needs you and you don't have time for that walk or that time for self care, what do you do in the midst of the disruptions and distractions to stay healthy?
I have to allow myself to stop. And in a sense, it's like giving myself a timeout
Mm,
and literally stopping, like having trouble typing on a computer, and then boom, another child wants me for this. I have to stop typing. I have to just move back. And the other part of it is meditation. And I used to think meditation I had to go through 20 to 30 minutes guided by somebody else. Oh, who has time for this? But I've learned how simple it is just to breathe and
mm,
focusing on your deep inhale and exhale.
mm.
Even if it's just for 5 minutes, you get messages right there.
That's
And
right.
look at you're calm.
Yeah.
You're calm. You're just paying attention to your breathing.
Mm.
So
I
I guess,
love that.
does that make
Oh,
sense?
totally. You calm yourself down and you listen to your breathing and you stop. And I think sometimes when we start spinning or life feels hard or distracting, we keep going. But it's like, what if you just stop, take a deep breath, think about, and you also said before, you said you pray and you listen, look for and listen to angels. And I think when we remember we're not in charge and just stop what we're doing, we breathe, we
Yeah.
look up, we pray, or we listen for God's word, or we listen for the angels to come in. It was the 10-year anniversary of my dad's death yesterday, and he was not a very nice man on the planet. But my sister and I were talking this morning, and she said, I feel like God just healed him and he's one of our angels now. And isn't that a beautiful thing that the person that he was here that was broken has been healed, that he could be a good guidance in our life today. And so I love that you believe in angels, you listen to them, they do exist, miracles exist, but we have to be open, right? We have to be aware and open of it. So I love that. Stop.
And stop. Stop.
Stop.
Just
Just
stop.
stop.
And be gentle on you. We are all so hard on ourselves.
Yes.
If you can stop when you're feeling that, just put your hands out. No. Because that's one of the other things I learned in doing Reiki to myself every day. I have to say, I love you, Bridgid. Took me forever. Took me forever. But I got it now.
Yeah. You are loved, you are created good. So do you think, when we think about health, there's so much confusion. I like to think health has 7 areas, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, financial, career health, spiritual health, relationship health. But when we think about health, some people just say to me, Annie, you're so lucky. And I think, oh boy, I am not lucky. Though I do think I'm lucky now, but I choose it every day. I work at it. I choose it. Do you think health is a choice? Is it by chance? Is it by circumstance? Is it by all three? What is health? How do we get healthy?
Well, it has to be a choice.
Mm.
To get away from our denial, away from not looking at what's right there in front of us. So I guess that is a choice to say, I want to heal me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take care of me. And sometimes it's looking at the baggage.
That's right. And I'm willing to do the work and to acknowledge and do the work. But we also know that, yes, there's a choice to work on our health every day. There's also chance. Sometimes people genetically have better genetics than others. So they kind of are by chance, they're lucky. And sometimes there's circumstance, because what exactly happened to you that affected your health, Bridgid?
Well, for one, family history of hypothyroidism, which I've taken care of now nutritionally with a functional medicine physician who they are outstanding. They look at what has impacted our mind, body, and spirit, and how do we go from there. I mean, same kind of thing that I was saying before, but also, high cholesterol, so high, and all this kind of stuff. I do everything I can, basic diet, exercise, all that, and then I have to let that go.
Yeah.
Yes, I have an earlier chance of having a heart attack, but I like stop it.
But you have
out of
today.
my brain.
How did you get a traumatic brain injury, Bridgid? What happened in
Well,
that?
I was in a bicycle accident with a good friend, and I was tossed 30 feet and thrown onto my head on a sidewalk. And so, yeah, I have had 4 brain surgeries. I relearned how to think, how to breathe, how to walk. So that's why I give people hope that I don't care how bad it is. I know it stinks, but little by little we can and do improve.
Yes.
It's baby steps, but so what? It's something.
True. Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think one of the most confusing things about health is? Like, people are like, I want to get healthy, but do I eat red meat or do I not eat red meat? Or do I exercise 100 hours a week, or is it 1 hour a week? Or, do I have to read books, or do I have to never spend a penny again? Or can I have coffee? I mean, I think people get overwhelmed when they
Yes.
healthy, right? It's overwhelming. So do you have any myths or confusion you want to do a month.
All that you've said right now is completely overwhelming, but I get the whole nation has to feel this way
Yeah.
now. The key is for me is instead of going to a physician, I mean, I'm not putting every physician down, anything like that. It's just a lot of times they're in a hurry. They have maybe 10 minutes to see you. So what can they do in 10 minutes? Well, you have this symptom of pain. Well, here's a pain pill. That's it. You, I just don't think that we've looked at the healthiest approach to health,
Yeah.
where we need to look at our own. Everybody's different. What does our own body, mind, and soul need? Not everybody else's will be different. So what? But you'll figure it out. You will figure it out. The thing is being gentle on yourself. I'm talking of me, is so hard on myself. It does no good for my spirit at all.
Yeah, I think you said two really important things there. I always like, what are the takeaways? So two important things you said, Bridgid, are individualize, because I think sometimes I compare, oh, look at Bridgid, she has it all together. I want to do like Bridgid. No, I need to do like me, right? And men and women, one of the conflicts in our gym when women were trying to lose weight and men, I'd say, please don't lose it with your spouse, because your spouse, a man can often lose weight easier and quicker, and then women will get discouraged and they'd be fighting. And I was like, no, but individualize, whether that's your spiritual health or your financial health, individualize. And then the second thing you said, be gentle with yourself, which I'm always about that. Be gentle with yourself, offer yourself grace. You might take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. I've done it my whole life, but I'm going to keep taking those steps forward, and eventually I'll make progress. So please be individualized in your own plan, what you need in your own evaluation, not judgment, evaluation of yourself and where you're at in any area of your health. And then what is one thing you could do to move forward? So I love that, Bridgid. Those are really important. Do you have any story or thing that you kind of want to tell us? Like if you could tell us in just a few minutes, what do you want the world to know about their health and about them being healthy and choosing to take care of themselves so that they can live a better life than where they started?
One, they have to want to change. You really have to want to change or make an impact or improve this part or that part. Because it doesn't happen if we're not willing. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But things do happen, like for me, feeling such joy and such peace and love for myself and other people. We all do that. Boy, wouldn't our world become a powerful, loving, peaceful place? It's pretty dang simple. Pretty dang simple to smile at someone every day.
Right.
I especially notice when I do smile at someone, like helping me with the groceries, and I thank them for what they did and putting the groceries in a bag, and their whole look on their appearance changes.
Yeah.
I find it so powerful that look how simple it is to spread the love.
Yeah, right? To spread the love. Simple, start with yourself, want it, be willing to do the work. It doesn't happen overnight, whether it's getting our relationships in order or our finances or our physical, emotional, mental health. It takes time. And so I think being patient with ourselves, having a plan, and also a lot of people, I always say commitment is one part of it, but it's commitment plus consistency where change happens in our life, right? We can't get discouraged. We need those positive people around us to keep moving forward as we take care of our health. I forgot to say earlier, I like to think about color. So green is the color of health and wealth. So if you want a little more health in your life, just put a little green on. Start there. That's a simple step, right? In fact, I put on green eyeshadow and green liner to make my eyes green, which are typically blue, because I wanted to remind you guys, little things can go a long way. And those are silly things, but whatever makes you feel better to keep moving in that right direction.
What's powerful about you, what's said about Reiki is all about different energy systems in the body. That color green is your heart chakra. And what do you think your heart chakra needs and gives out to people?
Yes.
How powerful that you did that today.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So that's awesome. I always say green is the color of health and wealth. Yellow is the color of hope. The sun will come out tomorrow, put some bright colors on. People think they look better in black, but I will tell you, it will brighten up your face and your energy and the energy and interaction with other people when you put on colors. So yellow is hope, green is health, and orange is happiness. So we love to just dress in color and bring that message to our listeners. Bridgid, I'm sure people loved listening to you today and your story and probably want to hear more. So what would be the best way for them to get a hold of you or connect?
I think the best, easiest way to get a hold of me is on my website because it'll tell you my story. I mean, it's not detailed and long, and what I do today. So it's bridgidruden.com, and Bridgid is spelled Bridgidruden.
Awesome. And so I'm going to have Bridgid share a link to her website on our comments on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. But we thank you for being here. We thank you for tuning in every Wednesday for H3 TV, where we love to spread hope, health, and happiness to you individually so that you can bring it, take it on, take care of yourself, and then bring it into your workplace and create great communities around hope, health, and happiness, because we could all use a little more in our lives. Thanks so much for being with me today, Bridgid. And thank you to our listeners.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I love you all and I believe in you all. And from a distance, I'm giving you huge hugs and healing.
Awesome. Thank you, Bridgid. Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for the listeners.